Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SKTV today for another edition. As you can see, the topic or the headlines. Feel free to share the show as you join us. We are joined from our team here in Liberia, uh, Mr. Johnson Kula Milborn. It's on there in Liberia with the team to help us. Uh, we want to say welcome to the show. Welcome to today's edition. Today we will have a contributing guest that will be added here to the conversation. I want to keep this contributing guest anonymous for now, as he will be joining us. I'm not sure from where. I'm not sure if it's from Liberia, from America, from Europe. But we have a contributing guest this afternoon, as we did yesterday. Milborn, what's going on? Just before what's going on? How's Liberia? Milborn, can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, thank you so much, Steve. I guess you want to know as to why is it that in fact I'm so excited.
Yeah, my man. And yesterday we got the information that you were trying to put us in situation we can't handle because you are so well dressed and suit up for in Liberia. My man, I don't know. So you gotta let the people know what's going on before we get to any introduction. You gotta let the people know what's going on.
Yeah. So much definitely to our people there via the radio and also on the SKTV. On yesterday was one of the best days because of a friend of mine, also from the US of A. Yesterday got wedded on yesterday. Yes, weather is beautiful. Wife on yesterday. So as a grown man, I'm one of the groomsmen. So I needed in our wedding. Or hide it. So I needed to participate in all the in fact all the happening on yesterday. So this is why some of you there you didn't hear me on yesterday. In fact, I was not on the SKTV program on yesterday, Steve.
My man, the information we are gathering here is we thought you were coming to join the president and the rest of the team for the Union General Assembly because the way you were dressed, my man. You need to clarify the thing here because the way you were dressed yesterday, we were confused.
No. Yeah, no, I beg you. You shouldn't put me to a situation that get easily handled. In fact, there are a lot of calls I even received that in fact people say, "Well, are you being appointed?" I said, "Where?" They said, "But yeah." But anyway, that's good, man, bro. I'm just waiting for your own one of these days, bro.
My man, as we said now, looking at the current situation in this country, as we said now, looking at the current situation, there are our government officials and said what dress here. My man, is very discouraging. It made a point and said I wanted to drive small thing for all the people. Then they look out for long and say we can't drive nothing again. The men were too well dressed.
Yes, yeah, that's the thing because when you appear like in fact sometimes there are a lot of in fact there are a lot of us here in like people say I don't want to appear like my problem. So because of that, sometimes the way you appear, like me yesterday, even someone I have as well, we may get from you and so on.
You couldn't get it. You're too well dressed.
I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it because
why you be dressed that I expect something? What thing happened?
Thank you. So then the person who want to help the person know, but then I think I had to look maybe beyond Melbourne and look maybe and go to the Nine because Melbourne not Nine anymore.
My man, you are too well dressed. But anyways, let's greet our people. Let's invite our people here. We want to welcome you today to today's edition. Today is Sunday, the 25th of September. I still remember a few weeks ago, Melbourne was just saying to us, the first Sunday in September. I still remember that statement. Here we are today. We are the last Sunday. We want to welcome each and every one of you. As always, welcome to SKTV. Sekou should be joining us. Our guest panelists also should be joining us here momentarily. So this is very, 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 very interesting and intriguing. We have a lot to talk about. As you can see the topic on there. We want to talk about the image of Liberia. We have a lot of things under consideration here today. So those of you listening to us on the radio, as we always say, the Liberian people are the most important people on earth. We also believe that the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. As always, that has not changed. We'll be recognizing you momentarily here on the live feed as long as you write. So let's get to it really quick so that we're not late on this. We got to the musical break here very soon. The team from Liberia will be reconnecting with us. Stay tuned, stay focused. Today we have a lot to talk about. We'll be taking into consideration going back to some of the lies the president asserted to the UN General Assembly on our behalf as Liberians. We think it's unacceptable. This is not a joking matter. This is not Liberia where you can go and lie to people and lie to each other and lie to Liberians. You've come to the on the international stage. We expect decency. We expect facts and reality. This is not a joking matter for our president and the rest of the people to start lying to the Liberian people. We also talk about updates about the Maritime, the two guys from the Maritime that allegedly arrested for rape. These are some of the images we're having of our country. We also get into the situation of Nathaniel McGill and the rest of the guys who were sanctioned most recently. And we'll tell you exactly what this means from a diplomatic standpoint and why the president did not muster the courage to constitute the investigation as he stated. And even the people who were alleged in criminality and sanctioned ask for investigation. Why did the president not follow up with that? Things are getting heated. Things are moving very fast. The pieces are moving very fast. And the president went as far as lying to the Liberians. I saw some Liberians, specifically seditionists, the president supporters, after they've sent them money to get in buses, to truck them and bus them to New York. They were clapping when the president told the Liberian people and the rest of the world that Monrovia looks like Miami. Okay, we'll talk about that as well. Coming from the president's mouth, all of these lies is problematic, it's troubling. That's not something we need to make it look like it's a customary thing or we should get accustomed to. So these are things we'll be talking about. I know some people getting their feelings today. That's okay. It is okay. Nothing wrong with that, but we're not going to shy away from these things. We cannot afford for the leader of our country to blatantly lie to the rest of the world. And we sit quietly and say, oh, and we know that the president is saying why we can say, oh, we know the president who are speaking, or the president not a speech man, so the president deal with this time. No, we're not going to tolerate that. Somehow we're not going to sit on the side. And I'm not going to say the president misled. It's not misleading. It's blatant lie. He deliberately lied to the Liberian people, and that's problematic. That's troubling. I'm not going to make it like a political thing because President George Weah represents all of us. This image is an affront to Liberians, to professional Liberians, to people who are not professionals, to the church, to the mosque, to the traditional leaders, to the elders. The president cannot be coming in public and be lying. That is not a good thing. That is unacceptable, and we need to hold the president to account, and this needs to stop. This needs to stop. We cannot make it like a normal thing. But so these are things that we're going to be covering here today. Let's get to the names here really quick. We have Regina Wilson. Welcome to the show today. Umentro, welcome to the show. Noah Sharif, Mr. President, welcome to the show. Noah Sharif is the president for the Maningo Association here in Arizona. Welcome to the show. He's a brother. He's a friend. He's a confidant. Very good man. Noah, welcome to the show. Make sure I want to recognize you here today. Mary Ann Hill. Mary Ann, welcome to the show. It's been a minute. Welcome to the show, Mary Ann. Good to have you on. Famba Toure, Mama Yoli with 14 years, man. We know what going on. Vote on. We're gonna headline like bro. Voted and carry the whole party. Don't let the talk here. We're talking about the image of the country. Some of the images that we're talking about. Voted and John. I know DHL. Leave vote, man. We're not nobody stupid here. Y'all do that thing. We're not gonna go into your profile. All of y'all spawn the email of country. Jeremiah Wapo, I would not even know. Just let lead all the talk. You don't confuse all your food on walking a headline. You think we're stupid here. Your thing was stupid in the we wear for that is that what you vote? You kidding me, right? Did that vote talk? We're not stupid here, brother. Vote right now, vote is on sale with the Unity Party. Vote banjo the party to the Unity Party vote. Vote banjo the party to Unity Party. They have become to JMB. Just say vote, you forget about that voting. Vote. Don't make me tell you, I beg you. I try to be focused on what's going on in our country now. Vote. Hey, vote. You think it's stupid, yeah? Vote that. Zero ballon right now, brother. Yeah. Jeremiah Wabo passing all the behind to the ballon security. You think it's stupid, yeah? Yeah, what they say now, the security, man, you think it's stupid, yeah? Just say vote. Everything over to Joseph Barra, we all say the level. That thing. Vote. So we start. We don't want to be passing talking vote talk. Jeremiah Wabo put on a scene show. He said he was emphatic. He wants to run for the presidency. There he is passing around all day like Ben Bob or Joseph Barra was be talking for you. Lead that team, man. Kwashi, I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. Kwashi, welcome to the show. Aaron, welcome to the show. Is that CEO? CEO, welcome to the show. Mendy, welcome to the show. Patrick, welcome to the show. Life Fofana, my man, welcome to the show. Mohammed, welcome to the show. Zakar, welcome to the show. The other name I got to take down for, I'll pronounce the last name. Pan, what do you mean, where is it at? Pan, lead that team, man. Yeah, Miriam, well, you're welcome. Welcome to the show. Voting is sending a boyfriend to Boaga, man. I really want to pass around top food. Y'all ain't get shit fit too, eh? We're talking about the image of the country, y'all, Tony. Tony, your brother. Yeah, don't be able to, I beg you, don't be able to discuss issue yet. We're on different topic today. Don't bring vote in the limelight. Because when we put vote here and talk about vote, you're not let vote in again. I have been going to traffic on we stupid. We're not stupid yet. We're not stupid yet. The other person that said welcome me too now, I can welcome you because of Facebook appearing as just Facebook user. Now the problem that when you're not chinning on Facebook too, that the issue will get where you say you're still with one knee. You're confused, Mazaga Burner said, don't even get your knee again on Facebook. Can't recognize it. Talk about food. Stupid in the player. We don't want what in the crazy car or the key in Lofa that we don't want EDA. That means EDA for me to discover vote. When food big men pass them around security Joseph Boaga. Better do that thing. Kenyatta, we are welcome to the show. You're watching from USA, Washington County. Okay. King County, Washington. Okay. Welcome to the show. Kenyatta, welcome to the show. Yeah, man. They just won't bring noise. We try to avoid noise in the town. We don't want to bring noise in the town on the show yet. The last time I checked, saying what tough food. Last time I checked, vote B men were in the market. They say now the top security coordinator for Joseph Baga. They can't talk food yet. For where? You think it's stupid, eh? You better that thing when they 2017. We're not gonna happen, but for where?
So that's scary.
Yeah, look,
so that's scary. So that's scary. What about
that? I had all scared. Forget that thing. Vote won't bring noise in the town. Bring noise behind it. What do you mean? I was stupid yet. Nobody's stupid yet, brother. Vote. Go check the record.
That's the feed.
Go look at the video. 4 B men was saying that as a top security man to JMB.
Yes.
Then I won't so pass around and say, four get party again. So but it's stupid yet. We're not coming bring out other noise there. You're just leave the thing. Yeah. Other people man I want to talk about. We're not here for that thing. A vote left vote, do our own thing and turn in. If you want join, you don't. We're not get problem with it. But for you to can't make it low like food get wording. That move, man. We move. We're not crazy here. We move. Anyway, let me recognize the rest of the people who play our music. We'll get straight into the discussion. Like I said, the discussion. Yeah, the man won't post
even though the other internet job and misbehaving, but I guess you haven't asked as to how Liberia, in fact, what happened.
I won't go to the musical break. We'll come back, then we'll discuss Liberia how it is. Then we'll talk about vote. Then
All that kind of thing.
Yeah, all
Oh
the
man,
people
don't mind
getting
that.
there.
It's gonna be giving all hard time. Yeah.
Yeah, you know the image of the
Mm.
government coming the country will come and discuss today. Same for that saying what type of food will bring food.
That's it.
We'll talk about that. Anyway,
Don't mind that.
quickly let's get to the musical break. Then
Yeah.
the show
So
is released.
2023 is not in fact it will not be easy.
Yes, wedding cooling over Satan power. Residing cooling I'm an overcomer. Yes, wedding cooling over Satan power. Residing cooling See, I'm an overcomer. I say yes, wedding kuni.
Yes, wedding kuni. Over Satan power. Desire in kuni. I'm an overcomer.
I say yes, wedding kuni.
Yes, wedding kuni. Over Satan power. Desire in kuni. I'm an overcomer.
Abadina, woman to Hosanna.
Hosanna.
I am for Hinarbo.
Hosanna.
Jesus Nurbano.
Hosanna.
I am for Hinarbo.
Hosanna.
Woman to Hosanna.
Hosanna.
Jesus Nurbano.
Hosanna.
I mean, I won't born say.
Hosanna.
Jesus Nurbano.
Hosanna.
Who is this King of glory? He's the Lord strong and mighty. Yes, wedding kunimo. See, I'm an overcomer. Listen, no weapon fashioned against me shall prosper. For the greater one lives in me, yes, it does. Yes, yes, wedding kunimo. See, I'm an overcomer. I say, yes, wedding kunim.
Yes, wedding kuni.
I will say,
Over Satan power. Desire in kuni.
see, I'm an overcomer.
I'm an overcomer.
I say, yes, wedding kunim.
Yes, wedding kuni.
Oh, yeah.
Over Satan power. Desire in kuni. I'm an overcomer.
I'm a ding now, I'm into Hosanna.
Hosanna.
I am for Hinarbo.
Hosanna.
Jesus Nurbano.
Hosanna.
I am for Hinarbo.
Hosanna.
I'm into Hosanna.
Hosanna.
I mean, I want to say, Jesus Nurbano.
Hosanna.
I am for Hinarbo. Kojo, come on. I am for Hinarbo. Hey, Jesus Nurbano.
Hosanna.
Wamyan to Hosanna.
Hosanna.
Hey, I I am for Hinarbo. Handkerchiefs. Woman to Hosanna. I am for Hinarbo. Jesus Nurbano. I am for Hinarbo. Woman to Hosanna. To the King and Lord of Lords we say. Listen, yes, wedding Kunmo. See, I'm an overcomer. I say yes, wedding.
Okay, some of you already feel like you're in a chat. Let me bring Sebu on real quick. Sebu, what is going on? Because I saw you in a back shaking, and our guest contributor that I want to confuse me. I will not bring him on for security reasons, but I will have to discuss his move. Because that dancing I saw that man doing it back, I get problem with that kind of thing. That dancing that during the 1990, I saw in Kakata, that the same dancing I'm seeing, yeah. What is going on with our guest?
You know what the man told me?
No.
He mentioned that dancing that Maggie B dance. You know,
I get problem with that.
you don't know how to dance like that.
The link over there, and I don't know why they got always on my Bible. Anyway, yeah.
You know what? Let me
I have no. I thank God that the boss man is here. I don't know what to do to Steve Chief.
I get problem with them. No, to work yesterday.
You see that kind of thing, and
The man kill you, and I enjoy it. It was nice.
okay, thank you. That's good.
Let me bring a guest on real quick. Let me bring a guest on before I get what going on in Labrador. Let me bring a guest on.
Okay.
So wait now, Mr. Patrick, wait a minute before we go to Labrador. Wait a minute. So wait. So I thought you were joking when you told me say you're originally from Maggie B. That dance I saw, only in Maggie B that dance can happen. Why you dancing like that?
Well, we want to make this very clear. We are social progressive. And I don't think we are wrong as Magibians. You remember we are the face of Liberia. And we have to position ourselves as social progressives to adapt and bring in innovation and creativity. But again, you know, I think it's good. It's really good. Imagine if the world has existed without music and dancing. It would have been boring. So you need people to shake it up sometimes.
My man, I give up on you. I give up on you. What? You got moves. Anyway, let's go to Labrador really quick. Melbourne, how's the country? What's going on? Give us a quick update before we can get into this conversation here today. What's going on in the country?
Yes, thank you, and thank to all of you and my boss, Sigu. Even though yesterday I know about listening, it was not easy, but Liberia is Liberia moving very great. Even though the rain subsided a few times, the rain not really falling like before. I don't know why, but anyway, is you know that one it comes from the Almighty God. But on a very serious note, there's the rest issue that is really in fact escalating with the noise, the price of rice now is really going skyrocketed. In fact, there are some places sometimes you find it for 3,000, some places you find it for more than 3,000 plus. So now that's the latest news in Liberia. Now the rest issue is very serious, and our people. You know, there are places sometimes when you go no rest, sometimes you find very bad rest. You got to buy pampers. If you get baby, then maybe that you, that Steve. I don't know whether you plan to get baby. If you get baby, then you got to buy pampers. My man, I say my thing. You know, so you got to buy pampers. If you're not able to buy pampers, then I mean you're not buy rest. So that what happened here.
But man, you won't put me in a situation I can't handle. But I see what the game plan is. I see. Anyways, my man, thank you for the update. Thank you for the update. Yes, tomorrow we'll be speaking more on the rice situation in Liberia and other potential problems that it could lead to. But let's go to Siku really quick. Siku, let's afford you the opportunity to greet our people. Before we go to the discussion here, please.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Thank God. We want to take this time to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all our people. And if you're in Liberia, like Bandala Patrick, I want to say good afternoon or good evening to you, like my brother, our colleague. Mr. Johnson Maybon Kula. I want to say good morning, good evening to you as well, and the entire family of Truth FM. You know, when Maybon told you that it's not easy, he said, yeah, when I on yesterday, but it's not easy, he was laughing. So yesterday, the show we had yesterday, I think there were a lot of people who received the show and they were not happy about some of the things we said. They are saying that we are influencing the people, the voter. We are inciting the voters against them. So they were really, really, really angry yesterday. So the only person that came on yesterday to vent his disappointment or his disagreement with us was Representative Akala from District Number 8, but he was not alone. There were a lot of other people in the background that were really, really, really angry, and I talked to other people about how they are concerned about me, and they are concerned about SKTV, how they are concerned about Steve, how they are concerned about Super Family, all those stuff. However, it is what it is. We'll continue to do what we do for Liberia and for the Liberian people. Mr. Panela Patrick, I want to say welcome once again to SKTV as always. I know Liberia, the connection may not be stable as here, but you know, taking your time to be on here to discuss national issue and to also deeply inform us about what is going on in Magibi County and as it relates to your ambition, to your bait for this senatorial position. We want to know. I want to dig deeper. I want to know what's going on. I want to see the prospect of you winning, because now you're chilling with the big boys. They got money. They got small road and beyond there. They got BB road and beyond there. They got a lot that you don't have. Maybe you got something that they don't have as well. We don't know. But then we'll talk about that here. But yeah, again, those who are on Facebook, please go ahead and share the show. Please do that. Because I hate in the middle of a conversation, people coming to say, Seko, what did I miss? Can you repeat that again? What happened here? We want everybody to be here from the get-go. So, Steve, I want to say thank you for always being there for SKTV. You are one of the backbones of SKTV. Without you guys, we will not be here. Trust me. Sometimes it will you and me. Sometimes I will not do show. I can be tired with you. Yeah. Could you put it like you just wasting water on Doll's back? You know, like you just talking, like no here, no here. People not listening. After all we have said, after all we know about this country, to see people stay dancing on the street, or people who are inflicting harm on them on a daily basis, people who are corrupting them, people who are taking their money, people who are enslaving them, but yet they still can't get it. They're dancing behind those people. It's very frustrating, Steve. But with the strength of you and other people behind the scene with SKTV, that's why we stay here. And it's good to be here.
Thank you, Mr. Kane. Vendela Patrick is not a stranger onto the show, but Vendela, would you greet our people for 1 minute and then we get into the conversation, please?
Well, Sekou and my dear friend and brother, controversial one, Moses. I want to say it's a privilege always to be here, but using Moses on Facebook, you come on your platform, you have Steve, so you have to clarify to the public. I want to know the intentionality of using Moses and come on to use Steve. So for some of us who want to be very critical to know, but I see my dear brother, I don't know whether today is a paramount chief. You came from having some kind of meeting with the elders. I don't know. You're in your Zangali.
I will tell you the reason why. The reason why I wear this shirt today. This is my traditional stuff.
I don't know whether you seem to intimidate me with the traditional thing. I don't know, but I'll be very careful how to control my statements today. I'll be very careful because you appear very intimidating. I want to register that very clearly with your dress code. But again, to the listening public, it's a pleasure being here. It's always being here. And those who are listening in Liberia, my understanding is that True FM 96.1 is being used to relay this program and to the listening public and the individual in studio. I want to say you are most welcome, and we say it's a pleasure being here. You know, I remember.
So, Mandela, before you end your statement, you talk about me intimidating you. I don't know if Steve still didn't tell you that I'm a Zoe. Hey, you know, when you hear Zoe, I don't like it. Sounds like I want to Zoe. I'm talking about real Zoe. The man, the Zoe that can put a man in Celine Dion. Hey, you know, when you if you sleeping, if you just sleeping all day, you just call me. The next morning, you just tell you good morning, Papa. So I'm a big Zoe. All the men are paying to me. What can I see next Steve?
The man,
right?
yeah, he's
So, my man, I hear that.
So really quick, I want to get to the conversation here. Vendela Patrick don't want to start noise, but we're not start noise on the show.
The message you're controversial because of your name.
Okay. I will, before 2023,
You gotta clarify.
I will have one name before 2023. You know, Moses, my pseudo name. Steve Bowling is my actual name. So those of you who don't
know. So Moses, that good English, eh?
Yes. Yes. so let's move into the conversation here because a lot of things are unfolding. I want to first of all start off with. I want to go back just a little bit, just the overall coming to the UN because we're talking about the image of Liberia out there. Other people term it as misleading or whatever it is. The president blatantly lied, told the word about a lot of different things on numerous occasions in his speech. But what was more interesting is the president lied to Liberians, seditionists who were trucked or bussed by the same CDC from different parts of the states, whether it's from the Maryland or Philadelphia, other areas or so forth, some from Minnesota, as far as Minnesota, came to greet the president, which I don't think is a bad thing necessarily because they're seditionists, they're Liberians, they think what the president is doing well. But the president lied on record by saying that, you know, Monrovia looks like Miami. I'm not sure which part of the country you are, and I'm not sure if you're in Magibi or you're in Montserrado. I'd like you to speak to the president lies, to the word about what's going on in the country or some of these things.
Can I say that? You say Miami look like Miami?
Yes, I can upload a video here and play it. The president lied. People are taking it for a joke, but it's becoming we can normalize or we can make lies something that is normal in our society, especially coming from the office, not just the office of the president, but from the mouth of the president. It's a problem. It's a serious problem. What do you say, Vendela? Before we get into other issues that the president has ignored, what do you say?
Well, for me, I have a different opinion, likely to what you said. I don't know the intentionality of the president when he said that Monrovia looks like Miami or Miami looks like Monrovia. Was he specifically looking at the topography of the country, the resemblance? Like, I went to Rabosports and I see that Rabosports looks like Cape Town because it's surrounded by hills. But I don't know, in terms of development, was that what the president was saying? Or was he trying to make a comparative analysis with respect to the topography of Monrovia to that of Miami? However, if he was speaking in terms of the decency of Miami, the economic growth of Miami, the living condition of Miami, the business climate of Miami, comparing it that to Monrovia, I mean, the president was surrounded by sycophants, and his statement can be described as that of an Odin lion, because Monrovia does not look like Miami in terms of development. Monrovia does not look like Miami in terms of economic growth. Monrovia does not look like Miami in terms of beauty. Right now, cockroaches and mosquitoes are our best friends in central Monrovia. Feces are all over the place. The last time I visited Broad Street, it was completely dingy. I did not, the graveyard where the graveyard used to be, I've had a time to speak with some members of the city corporation some time ago that you can transform that place. If you need our expertise, we can provide you the expertise how we can transform the graveyard into a modern structure, and that place we can use that place, you know, and build good areas. But that place stay dingy. In fact, it's a hard out for criminals. So I really don't want to promote, celebrate, or honor the president's statements when he says that Monrovia looks like Miami, especially if he was thinking in terms of development. But if he was trying to do a critical analysis in terms of the landscape or the topography of Monrovia to that of Miami, well, that is a different discussion. But if he was thinking about development, that the same development, the structures, the beauty is that of Monrovia, I think that was a serious political accident in terms of the speech, a warrant condemnation, and significant recommendations in terms of what it takes to make Miami to be that Monrovia.
Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Patrick. Sekou, what do you say?
I say Vandala Patrick, no, he's not getting in political office here, but he may attempt to be politician. All the things he said, all the things he just said, that one thing, whatever the president said is not true. There's no comparative argument to say, hey, the president, I don't know, this is what he mean, this is what he mean. It mean nothing. When somebody say, anywhere rural Miami, they talk about beauty. They don't talk about how, how Miami look like. When you mention Miami, the only part in America here that is mentioned in Liberia as it looked like Liberia. They say Liberia is like a size of Ohio. That's it. Besides that one they're looking at the land, the land, how big and how small Liberia is. But anything, however you put in your mind, there's nothing to compare Miami to Monrovia. Nothing, absolutely. Absolutely. I've been to Miami, and not every part of Miami is beautiful. No. There are some area in Miami that are very congested. I know that. But from Miami Beach to West Palm Beach, going all the way up there on the I-95, going up, there's nowhere in Miami, Miami and Lulambo. The president got some issue. And that must be noted. People should not be laughing and smiling with people in position and normalizing crazy stuff. That's not good. That's a lie. Like you said, when you say it's misleading, or maybe it's a misstatement or overstatement, whatever you put it, some people will not even understand what you're saying. But it's a blatant lie. That's not true. Nothing about Monrovia look like Miami. Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Kane. You see, part of the reasons people think that let me put it like where we can be raw, is because some things must be said the way they are. It's one thing if the president reads a statement and it was misleading, that's fine. But it seems that there's a pattern. The president is blatantly, deliberately lying on a daily basis for people.
Let me question somebody here. This person here, Saros Leo. You don't use that word here, whether it's the president or anybody else. You don't use that word here to describe anybody. Don't do that again. You can disagree with the president. You can, if he lie, you can say he lied. You're not telling the truth, whatever way. But you can't come here and describe him in such a manner. Please don't do it again. The next time you do it, we'll take you for safekeeping, according to Vandela Patrick.
Yeah. So if you're just joining us, we have our Vandela Patrick here with us as part of one of our guest panelists for today. Just in this discussion, we're talking about the image of Liberia, both abroad and back home. Some of you might overlook it. You think these are joking things. But I remember President Donald Trump, when President Donald Trump started to lie about different things, these lies would be recounted and fact-checked. As a matter of fact, one of the reasons CNN and other news outlets started reinforcing the issue of fact-checked, it increased, was because of President Donald Trump. That everything that he would say, they had to go back, research it, and fact-check it. And so I see similar pattern in President George Weah. He lies deliberately, and people make it like that joking thing. But President George Weah, not anybody, President George Weah, that the president of Liberia, he represents us, whether you like it or not. When he says these things in public, he must be called out, and he must be told to not do these things because they are not the right thing to do. He represents us, especially when he leaves the country. So he cannot be lying. So again, to my Oman and my papa who listening on the radio, who watching the children on Facebook, or you get your own Facebook page, our president lie. He lied again. And the president need to stop the lying. He needs to stop.
Maybe we have another Miami in Labrador. I don't know which Miami.
Well, the Benny Island that he talked about.
I think let me just come in.
Yeah, you got one minute on the Patrick, please.
Yeah, one of the things we need to emphasize is our civic responsibilities as Liberians. You see, the president will not have the audacity to make a public statement on international platform that undermines the territorial integrity of our country, right, by making false statements when people who sit in that room don't have the balls to say, Mr. President, at least not on the spot, but try to, correct the president in a different way. There are many ways you can tell somebody that you are stupid. You tell them, say, keep quiet, all us are talking. Simple. It means telling them they're not making sense. There are other ways that these people can advise the president. Mr. President, even though you spoke over there, but I think that statement was not right. Miami does not look like America. But this is not the first time the president has made a statement. You see, when you are surrounded by sycophants, they don't tell you anything wrong. But I think the president too finds joy in being celebrated. Everything he says, people agree. They say, yes, it's law and gospel. So people thinking that when they disagree with the president, obviously they might lose their jobs. And I'm not too sure this country is going to proceed. Our greatest enemies are the sycophants around our leaders who tell them that they are doing well when they are not doing anything. I think that is the major problem.
Thank you. And yes, I will have to agree with you. Before we move on to the next question I have for both of you, I would have to agree with you that, the sycophants are there, and it's a shame on them, grown men and women, and that's small children, and most of them over 18, some of them are grandparents. And can you imagine you are in the United States, you're not in Labrador, when you tell the president, say, stop this lie or stop this thing here, is not a good thing. Say the truth. But let's move on. I want to move on to other things about the image of Liberia, because this is important. Most recently, we saw the reporting of two of our, I want to use the word diplomats, out of our country, who were alleged, have rape allegations on them in South Korea. What do you guys say about that? Because this is disturbing. It's problematic. But also credit to one of our friends and one of our brothers, Charles Yate, who released also or who released the police report or statement about these same guys, the same guys who had an allegation on them in South Korea. So it seemed more like a trend or a pattern. So what do you guys say about that, especially on the issue of rape internationally? Think about what's going on in Liberia with the rape and other cases going on. What do you say, Mr. Patrick?
So first and foremost, I want to say that it's condemnable, is barbaric, is unprofessional, that these individuals were caught in the act. I know them. I know one of them very well. He graduated from the United Methodist University. He's a very good friend of mine, Mose Owens Brown.
Yes.
We have good relationship. It was unfortunate that he was caught in that act. Again, in the court, this is the court opinion.
It is unfortunate that he was involved in that, he was allegedly involved because he was caught.
I want to be philosophical. Crime, I come in. You might disagree.
So is that okay?
No, let me just say this. It becomes a crime. I want to be very philosophical. I don't know whether you might agree or not. There are a lot of people who come here, you celebrate them. Some of them you celebrate them. You don't know whether they are rogues, whether they are stolen from people, whether they are killers, because they've never been caught in an act. A crime becomes a crime when you are caught in an act of stealing. But as long as you are not caught in an act, who will bring you to court? It makes no sense. I'm speaking from a legal point of view and from a philosophical point of view. All of us said there, you don't know what Fandela did last night. Maybe I stole somebody's money, or maybe I armed robbed somebody. I have not been caught. But when I'm caught in the act, then this is where the law comes in. The law does not go looking in your bedroom what is happening there in the night, whether you violate the laws or not. But once you are caught in the act, then it gives the legal authority the chance to probe you. So if I say it was unfortunate, he was caught in the act, meaning I'm trying to say that I don't know him to be that kind of person. Like I said, I don't know him to be that kind of person. But for the fact that he was caught in this act, it has now become an issue of discussion, and for legality to be measured against his action, and whatever maybe sentencing or whatever, or extradition, the law will interfere in that situation. So I just wanted to make that very clear. I'm sure you will agree with me. There are many of us passing on social media, we don't know what we have in our closets, except we are caught in the act before you know Fandela is a rogue or Fandela is a rapist or whatever. But
Fandela, please, just before you land on your statement, sorry for interrupting. I think I'm a little concerned about the statement that you made as well, because you spoke in context. And I want for to clear this out.
No, I didn't speak in context.
Hold on, please.
I don't want to be like other people who spoke in context.
No, please hold on. Please hold on. You are an aspirant. You want to contest to be a senator. And when it came to you calling on the president live, because it's on record, for you to say that it's unfortunate that he was caught or finally got to book, after I've even told you that there is a record of this same guy in Europe, England. There's a record, a police record, I can send it to you, of this same guy, your friend, your quote-unquote friend, or good friend, like you said. For you to follow up with that statement that it was unfortunate that he was caught, I'm a little disturbed by that.
No. Let get this clear. I said I follow him
because let me let you come in. I'm disturbed by that. Because this will inform me that if Fandela Patrick becomes senator, when his friends commit crime, he'll try to intellectualize it. This is not a place for intellectualize things.
No.
Let's be realistic.
It's just a simple English.
Okay.
Excuse me. It's just a simple English. It's unfortunate, and I want to repeat. If this man had all these criminal records, he was appointed as Liberia's permanent representative to the IMO, International Maritime Organization in the EU. I don't know whether he had been a rapist. You don't know whether Fandela had been a rogue. You cannot vouch out for all your friends. Like right now, I can vouch out that Steve is a best friend, or Seku is a best friend. Whether you can do money laundering or this and that, I don't know. I have not seen it. I never come out. So for the fact that he represents Liberia at that high level position, and he's caught in the act of rape, it's unfortunate that Liberia's image has been destroyed out there. It's unfortunate that he has brought shame and disgrace to our generation. It's unfortunate that someone of that caliber will go and commit an act that is totally different from his professional career. I see that as a contradiction of his professional career. This is the unfortunate part about this statement. About this action. He has embarrassed Liberia. He has embarrassed his family. He has embarrassed some of all who are his friends. He was my friend. I will not come here because he's in trouble, so I can't and say I don't know him. That's why from the beginning I say his actions were condemnable. Rape is a crime everywhere. It's a universal crime that whoever commits that crime, they have to be condemned. That was the opening statement, that is condemnable, meaning we condemn it. And it's also unfortunate that the man of that type, who is representing Liberia's image, will go into another country, especially on his professional work, to commit such a crime. I don't know him to be like that. Why did he do that? When he was appointed as Liberia permanent representative to the IMO, nobody thought that he would have done that. I did not know. Maybe you knew. Why should he damage the image of our country? So this is what I'm saying. It is an unfortunate situation. If you think he alone is embarrassed, he alone is not embarrassed. You are embarrassed. I am embarrassed. The image of Liberia is embarrassed. The government of Liberia is embarrassed. So this is the point that we are making. So why are you trying to tie this into my political career? Like when you become senator, you sue your friend, this and that. Show me one person I ever sue. My man, don't be political here, man. Let's discuss the relevance of the issue and the intentionality of our actions. So we have to be very careful how we try to, digest statements that we make here. It is a national embarrassment, and it's unfortunate on the part of Liberians that we send somebody there to do something differently.
And that's why SKTV afforded you the opportunity to clear that statement, because evidently that statement you are in political season.
But you have already said you have indicted me. That's why before making that statement, you were to ask, what do you mean?
I've been quiet and listening to you guys. Let me say this. Vandala Patrick, you misspoke. You misspoke. Accept it. We'll move forward. When a situation happened, let me finish. I've been sitting here watching and listening to you guys. Just let me finish. You misspoke, and you need to take it back, and we'll move forward. Let me tell you why. When you said all the other commentary you added are clearly understandable, and I like those things. But the initial statement when you said, it is unfortunate that he is caught in that act. It's English. It's unfortunate that he is caught in that act. It is unfortunate, very, very unfortunate that he is involved in that act. Not because he's caught. Being caught. Listen, when you are a role, whether you are caught or not caught, you are a role. When you are,
but how do you know that?
It doesn't matter. But once the person is caught now, once the person is caught not doing it, the situation is unfortunate. Whether he's caught.
Your point is, let me just hold you
once
there.
You
your
say
point
that he
is
caught, no. Let me finish. When I finish, now I can sit down and listen to you guys. Let me take, for example, there's a joke between the Madingo people and the Fula people. Somebody said that when a Madingo man child go in the market and do like a shoplifting, when they're beating them, they will tendency you will do it again, they will flog you if you will do it again. They say when the Fuller man caught his son, when the beating again, asking him, they will catch you again. So, it's a joke between Abingo and Fuller. You will do it again, that means you're not supposed to do it. They will catch you again, that means it's okay to do it, but make sure you will not get caught. So when you say it is unfortunate he got caught in the act, no, it's unfortunate he was involved in the act, not because he's caught.
No.
But if you want to be adamant about it, we can move forward.
So let me just make this. This thing is not an issue. This man represents Liberia.
Yeah, but statements.
So are we saying at the time of his appointment, everyone all agreed that he was a rapist? He went there.
That's not it. That's not the issue.
There to
that is not an issue.
I come in now.
No, you are going backward. That's a backward argument.
I come in. When a public official who is expected to conduct himself in line with his responsibilities, maintaining relevance and the respect for the rule of law, intentionally or willfully go against his constituted responsibilities to do something contrary to what he was giving, it is an unfortunate situation on the part of the employer, on the part of those that subscribe to what he's supposed to do, on the part of his friends, because he was not and he is not allowed to do what he did. So it is an unfortunate situation. It's almost like you pay your money behind your son. You're sending him to school. Rather than going to school, he does not go to school. I can't.
Fendela, listen. Please listen.
So why is the big deal here? It is unfortunate that he did that.
Please listen.
He should not have done that.
If he said it was unfortunate he did that, then that would make sense. It was unfortunate that he did that.
But that's what I said.
No, that's not what you said.
No,
you said it's unfortunate that he got caught.
From the beginning?
Let me tell you something. We all can misspeak sometimes. Sometimes you will say something that that's not what you meant. But it comes.
So why is the big deal to say, oh, it's unfortunate you were caught in an act? So why is it that?
That's
unfortunate situation.
It is unfortunate that you were involved in the act, but not because unfortunate because you got caught.
It's unfortunate that he was caught in the act because he was not to do it. It's unfortunate that he had to rape because his job does not allow him to violate the rights of women. It's unfortunate because the position he holds, he has to maintain that.
No job. Rape is rape. It doesn't matter. But when you say it is unfortunate,
let's find
the thing about let me tell you something. You shift
I think we can make progress.
No. We can make progress. But if you gotta be adamant and
take our news bulletin and we.
So we'll continue, with the conversation.
Yes, the guys will come back, but
they'll come back in 15 minutes. So Steve, let me just
continue. But this is just simple. I don't know.
Yeah, but we are making it's simple. We are making it difficult because you don't want to admit the fact that you misspoke. The thing is,
what are you mean by misspoke?
It's unfortunate that person got caught in the act.
No.
But the time you say unfortunate part is because he got caught, that's a problem. It is
this is what I said. I said it's unfortunate that he was caught in the act. And I repeat, I said it's unfortunate that he was caught in the act of rape because the position he holds does not allow him to do that. Why did he do that?
All right, let's move forward.
Thank you, Mr. Patrick. Let's make progress. Like I said earlier on, there is a record of him being a rapist or allegedly raping people. And in England, from the police, there is a record of that. I even gave credit to Charles Yates, who published his record before he asked the question. So if you were listening, you wouldn't have used that. It is unfortunate. Even in the context in which you spoke the unfortunate, it is still wrong. But again, you can go intellectualize it, try to make it go around cycles. It is unfortunate that you will use such a statement, unfortunately, in a case of rape. But let's move on. Let's discuss other things. Let's discuss other things.
So Steve, before we go further, I just want to know something here.
Yes.
We have decided, just to inform our people that moving forward, most of our friends are complaining that sometimes the show can be too long. They can't, and they don't want to leave. They want to stay to the end of the show. They want to know how the show ended. Moving forward, we're not going to go 1 minute over 2 hours. Whether we start late or Patrick, what are you tapping? We're hearing noise. So whether we start earlier or we start late, once we hit 1 hour 55 minutes, we'll start closing. Now 1 minute going over 2 hours anymore. We'll try to stay within that limit. 2 hours is 2 hours. People complaining. Some people even recommending that we do 1 hour 30-minute show only, or sometimes 1 hour, so that at least they can be able to watch the whole show and be able to. Sometimes when they want to watch the repeat, they can come and watch it. But 3 hours can be too much and can be very, very, very exhausting. So yeah, I just want to add that. So anybody who come here and thinking I want to stay here for the longest, when I do that. And then to Vanilla Patrick's, I don't know the next thing Steve want to talk about, but I want to know what is going on in Liberia, specifically in Magibi County, and what is the situation with this guy here who is sanctioned, who not supposed to be anywhere near power. There are people running behind him. They'll that Maggie we want. Maggie go, Maggie come, Maggie got morale, and the rest of it. So since you're in Liberia now, just give up. Like I said, we want to remain within the time frame. So just briefly give us an update about your going to Liberia and what is going on in Magibi County with all this Maggie nonsense.
Well, I think I went to the United States for 2 reasons: to increase my international presence and to acquire solid education and to return to Liberia and help contribute towards national development. As an activist who has been in the field of activism for the past 15 years, very uncompromising, I felt that there was a need to change the environment, increase my international presence and acquire education. Thank God that I've certified these conditions and returned to Liberia. I saw your post and I did comment. Liberia is suffering from so many things, but especially when it comes to electoral processes, how our people make decisions. Is sometimes controversial, and sometimes we say, oh, Liberian people are stupid. They are not. They are not stupid. And let me say this. During elections, people go around, cajole the citizens, make false promises to them, and the citizens are cajoled and subdued with catch and lies and deceit. And they will vote them to power. When they get to power, what they're supposed to give to the masses or the poor people, they squander those resources, amass wealth unto themselves, and they become the newest bourgeoisie. Some of them are petit bourgeois. They will keep the citizens hungry for 5 years. The last year, then they will go to them, dishing out money, giving them additional false promises, carrying on quick impact projects. The masses are aware, so they will also use the same scheming tactics they gave to them in previous election, for which they gave them power. They never went back to them to tell them thank you. They never went back to them to say, oh, this is what we'll do. They stole the money, so during election, the masses are aware that that's when the money will come. So they will scheme on them. If what they're supposed to get, they will not refuse it. And don't get vexed with them when they say, Mangego, Mangeka, this is the person we want. Because at the end of the day, they're going to make a definite decision. I'll give you an example. Clemency Ure. 2009. He spent a lot of money. He lost. Thomas Fala. He spent a lot of money in Maserado. They lost. 2017 election. We saw the Unity Party spend a lot. 19 senators endorsed Vice President Joseph Boakai. They lost. So what is happening in Liberia nowadays is the fact that the masses have recognized that those who squander state resources and they were using it onto themselves, they are bringing the money back. They have to scheme the same way to get the money back. Specifically in Maigibi, I think Maigibi is not a sanctuary for criminals. Maigibi is not a playground for corrupt officials or sanctioned officials. Maigibi has been, and it is, the face of Liberia. Our process has to do with integrity, and the masses are also aware. Just 3 days ago, the sitting senator publicly denounced that the individual who is sanctioned or placed unsanctioned by the United States is now welcome in Maigibi. Supporting him, it will be an affirmation that he support a tourist or someone who has squandered resources belonging to the Liberian people and bringing them to Maigibi. So there has been public outcry, but again, that is a democratic process. What I want to emphasize is to enlighten the minds of many people. America said, don't do business with this individual. Anyone who professes to be that individual who will go on public or social media to endorse, to celebrate, to campaign for an individual who has been sanctioned by the most powerful country in the world, the United States, and say, don't do business with this man. And because he wants to go into the political process, you support his political ideology. Remember, there are so many ways that you can be penalized because it's an affront to America's foreign policy. Not only that, the political party in which he belongs is also under obligation to ensure that they denounce, because the president has taken an action. What we are now calling for, Mr. President, you have started in time past. You started in time past where issue on social media, people wrote certain social media statements. You went after these people, you indicted some of them. One more about the United States that is telling you that this man is a rogue, this man is a criminal, and you are taking the first step to dismiss the man. Why are you not prosecuting these people? Like why you have been calling in the time past? Like our friend, like Mr. Kamara Nze Abraham Kamara, he wrote something in the United States, not the United States, but the president of Liberia, the NSA said it was a threat against national security. And so they issued a statement, you can recall. And today he can come to Liberia. There were other people who make statements. They say it borders on national security. And the government took appropriate steps and issued indictment on these people. So the United States is saying this man is a criminal. This man has squandered resources. This man bribed. He collected bribe before giving concession agreements out. So now the president has asked him to resign. We are saying, Mr. President, it's insufficient. No. We want you to take the same appropriate step you took against other people for violating the rights of Liberian people. From a statement on social media, you acted. One more about statement coming from a world most powerful country. Why are you not and taking these people to court and prosecute them? And you allow them to be squandering resources and stay using your photos and people welcoming them? I think it's a charade, and this president's feet must be placed on the fire to go beyond just suspension to prosecute this individual as he has been, demonstrating in the past, especially where indictments have been made on individuals who just make statements on social media.
Thank you, Vendela. Just to add up to what you're saying before we get into, because this all has to do with the image of Liberia. Even though we're bringing it down to Maigibi, which you're contesting or you're going to be contesting, but I wanted to add up to your statement or to add an addendum to your statement. There is no record of the president asking them to resign. From all indications, they willfully resign. So that means what you said here, not only that is a truth that we should pressure the government, because the president constituted he told the Liberian people in a word that he would constitute an investigation. The guys that were sanctioned at time ago even wrote the president to ask this investigation process to be carried out. The president has not done that. But I wanted to add up to something you said here before I ask both of you a question. I want to add up something. Now, we know about the sanction. But under the sanction, one of the things that most people didn't pay attention to that you brought up, and that made me to want to throw highlight on it. There is a portion that I say sanction implication. Sanctions implications. Let me read exactly what the US said, because from what you said, you just summarized it. But let me put a word in word from what it said. As a result of today's action, all property, interest in property of these targets that are in the United States or in the possession or control of US persons must be blocked, reported to the OFAC. In addition, any entities that are owned directly or indirectly, 50% or more by one or more blacked person are also blacked. OFAC's regulation generally prohibit all dealings by US persons or within the United States, including transactions transiting the United States that involve any property or interest in property or of blacked or designated person. This is the interesting part I wanted to read. In addition, persons that engage in any certain actions with the individuals and entities designated today may themselves be exposed to sanction or subject to an enforcement action. Furthermore, unless exception applies, any foreign financial institution that knowingly facilitates a significant transaction from any of the individual or entity designated today could be sanctioned by the US. Here is why I brought this up. There's been 3 times in our history that individuals got on bigger stage, international stage. President George Weah, when he became Ballon d'Or. Charles Taylor, when he got taken to the former President Charles Taylor, when he got taken to the Hague. Today, we are seeing that there are 5 people in Liberia that have been on the US Treasury sanction list. And that thing goes international. Prince Johnson, Vani Shema, Bill Twawe, Serena Sifos, and Nathaniel McGill. Here is my question to you guys. Should the NEC allow these guys to run? Keep in mind what happened to the senator that got elected in Lofa County, Bernie Samuka. Just keep that in context. I'm hearing people talking about the local law in Liberia. Should these guys be allowed by NEC to run in any elections in our country? What do you think might be the consequences based on what we've just read? What do you think? Because you Vandela Patrick, you've been around Washington for a while. You understand some things around there. What do you think?
So for me, in as much as these actions on the part of these individuals,
Vandala Patrick, let me just make a quick announcement, really quick. I just want to inform you that the news bulletin on Truth FM is over. That we are back on the radio. Everything we're saying right now, people are listening to us in Liberia and on the radio in the 15 counties of the Republic of Liberia. I just want to make sure that we are aware of that because we took a brief break. We did not bring the news bulletin on this time around because we started the show a little late, and we have a guest here that want to make sure we cover everything that we need to cover. Mind you, we are only here for 2 hours and 2 hours only. So I just want to make sure that we understand that. Go ahead, Vandala.
So as I was saying, with respect to our local laws and the laws that were made, that were meant to be applied against individuals and institutions, the only way these individuals can be prevented from contesting in our elections, and this is where we are calling on the president of Liberia to have these people inducted. They must be inducted and convicted. Then it will give the Liberian people the opportunity to utilize the instrument, because there's a law on our book. A public official who is convicted of theft should not be allowed, to hold public office that they currently occupy. Like in the case of these inducted officials, it is now prudent for the government of Liberia to indict these individuals. Without indictment, there's no case. The court will not come looking for people from house to house as to whether you have issue, bring it to court. No. As it stands, there's no law that prohibits these individuals from contesting. I'm sure you might be thinking, well, and then is sounding controversial, but that's the law. Because under our law, they say a man or a woman is presumed innocent until they are found guilty in a court of competent jurisdiction. So why the government is not taking these people to tax?
Okay.
The president dismissed them. That is the first step. Take these people to tax so as they can exonerate themselves. If the government does not take these people to tax, these people are immune. NEC does not have the constitutional authority to prevent them from contesting, because under our law, a man, a woman, or whoever Liberian citizens are presumed innocent until they are found in the court of competent jurisdiction, if they are not taken to court.
Okay.
So we only convict them in the court of public opinions, as we are doing now.
Okay. Segu, what do you say to this? Because I'm hearing what Patrick is saying, but what do you say?
Yeah, so again, thank you, Steve, for that very important question. Whether or not they should run. Legally, they can run as is right now. But morally, they're not supposed to run. And in any country, any serious country with serious-minded people, somebody who is sanctioned for corruption, why you want to give them power to go and corrupt more? From the moral standpoint, they're not supposed to run. That's why we have to inform the Liberian people that these guys are criminal. We're not saying it. As a matter of fact, it was the United States that said it, and the Liberian government agree with it. The president agree with it. But what the president is not doing is to investigate and prosecute. They said when the people were accused, they said it's just a mere allegation. Now, if it is a mere allegation, are you going to prosecute them? Are you going to investigate? As a matter of fact, if somebody is accused of a crime of that magnitude, by now, nobody should be telling them. But because our justice system is so poor, there should be an investigation going on already, criminal investigation into those people, calling them for questioning, asking them serious questions. Then when there is a probable cause to be charged, they will charge them and send them to court. But the president and the government, they lied to the Liberian people that these people, the reason why the president suspended them was to give them due process. And due process is first to start with an investigation. If there's a probable cause or reason to charge, you charge. And then after that, you send them to court, prosecute them. If they are found guilty, they face the full weight of the law. If they are not guilty, you let them go. That's what they call due process. But the president lied to the people. So yes, legally, there's no legal binding in Liberia on NEC to stop them. But morally, they shouldn't run if we really want to be taken seriously. So yes, Nick cannot stop them as is right now. But what we Liberians should do, supposed to be doing right now, to make sure we pressurize the government to do the right thing by investigating and prosecuting those guys for corruption, for stealing from the Liberian people. That's the reason why they resigned. So I want to make a quick, quick announcement. Somebody, you know me, I can always forget. But one of our fans here, one of the fans here said, why you not be putting the cash app and Zelle number for SKTV. So last show we did, there was a lady that sent money. I didn't even know how she get the money. She sent $50. But then I didn't want to call her name because people don't like their name to be called. So after the show, she called me and she said, Sekou, I don't want to send the money, but please do not call my name. And the reason she did that, she said she just wanted to contribute to SKTV, but she don't want her name to be announced. So if anybody, choose to contribute to SKTV, that's why I decided to pin the cash app and the Zelle number. If you are in any way, shape, or form want to contribute, you don't need to ask anymore. That number stands for both cash app and Zelle. Thank you, Steve.
Well, so then I want to move to you and Ventila Patrick really quick, because if what you guys are saying, if all factor was still constant, does that mean we're exposing the country to sanction? Does that mean
the point here is no.
Hold on, Ventila, let me end this part of it. Does that mean Americans could pull away their support along with their allies from our 2023 elections?
So this is what you might expect. And as a student of public policy, there are consequences when you intentionally choose to ignore or disrespect certain decisions or instructions. America said, don't do business with this man. This man is a criminal, stole from the poor people. This man not only steal from poor people, but these individuals were there taking bribes to give dubious concession agreements. This is what might happen. America might likely pull back its support towards facilitating the electoral process. AFES. Now AFES or international, I think, for certain electoral systems. They are the one that always facilitate. America controls, West Africa. They are the highest donor. They can inform their counterpart, the EU. EU has been very instrumental in supporting electoral process in our country. We will not support you because you are doing business. You are allowing or creating the condition for you to do business with these individuals who intentionally and willfully stole from your government. So if you don't take appropriate steps, you're not going to get support from us. It's not just going to end there. Already the government is drowning because of corruption. So when Mange decides to contest without this government taking him to tax, if Biotrawe decides to contest without President Weah and the CDC taking them to tax to exonerate themselves, it means they will be telling the Liberian people they support corruption, they celebrate corruption, and they have no regret in allowing these individuals to contest in the electoral process. Not only that, they will be telling America and its fraternal ally, to hell with you, you don't have the moral ground to instruct Liberia as a sovereign country to prevent certain individuals from contesting in our elections. This is where the diplomatic clash will come in. Don't do business with this man. You took the first step by dismissing them. Why are you not sending them to court? So the argument is, it is America that indicted these people. It is not the government of Liberia. Granted, but why did the president ask them why did the president dismiss them? based on the same
No,
statement from the United States.
No, Vendetta will push back on our statement. The president did not dismiss them. They resigned are two different things. The president did not dismiss them. He took no
Technically,
action.
the president, the president, you know the relationship the president had with this individual.
No. We're not going to use technically here.
Let me say this.
Let's use the facts. We're not use technically. Let's use the facts. The president did not take any action. He did not fire them. He suspended them, and they decided to resign on their own. So on the record.
Okay. I think, yeah, okay, the president suspended them. So it's the same argument. The president suspended them. Let me just clarify. The president suspended them based on the statement that was issued by the United States. So that means the president is already in compliance with the instruction from the United States of America. Don't do business with these people. So he went ahead to suspend them to validate the statement that I'm not doing business with these individuals. When these individuals intentionally and willfully step into the electoral process, it will appear that the president or the government of Liberia is deceptive, and that will be an affront to the United States foreign policy. Don't do business with these people yet. You went ahead first to suspend them. Why are you not taking them to court? Why are you not prosecuting them? When these people stand in the election, they are going to embarrass President Weah. It will send a signal that President Weah does not deserve a second term. And of course, he does not deserve a second term because he has refused to fight waste, fraud, and abuse of public resources. And this is coming to him, especially 1 year to election. So this one, how can you now protect these individuals? So sometimes when we say the president must develop the courage to fight fraud, waste, and abuse in public areas, this is the time. This is the time. It's right in your nose. So you know what kind of message is going to send out? It's going to send out that President Weah is playing games with the Americans. Okay. Americans do not allow people to play games with them. You went ahead, you suspended them. Why are you not taking them to court? Because that is just on the international front. Some Liberians will be saying, oh, the people next should not allow them. No, NEC is under constitutional authority to allow these people to contest, except the government takes appropriate action to send them to court and they are convicted, then of course the law can be applied. As it stands, no law in the Republic of Liberia prohibits these individuals from contesting. When they contest, they will embarrass the government of Liberia, they will embarrass President Weah, and of course, the opposition already having an edge. So it's just going to be a tsunami. Okay. So you either sacrifice this, or you live with them, all of you go into the into the hole. And then maybe, if I was the president of Liberia a long time, I would allow you to go to court because America believes in the rule of law. Go to court and exonerate yourself. But let me just say this. Do you know that the Liberian National Police have been arresting people based on Facebook or posts? Do you know the government of Liberia has been arresting people because somebody wrote something on Facebook or somebody gave them intelligence that this person was involved in this and here and there? So what more if the government of Liberia can arrest ordinary citizens because of certain statements emanating from certain people? One more if the government of Liberia is told by the Americans that this man is a criminal or these individuals are criminals. Don't you think it's significant evidence for the government to act also on the government official? They can't take them to court. Ordinary citizens, they take them to court.
Well, let's have Sekou. Sekou, let's have you. What's your take?
Yeah, so I will agree with Vandala for the most part. And I just want to add, what is even dangerous is that assuming the United States decides to say, we're not going to fund your election, we're not going to give money, we're not going to contribute anything to your electoral process. These guys, they are running out of money. The country does not have money. They have depleted the account with the Federal Reserve. When they came, they met 158 million. The last time we checked, only 8 million left in the account. When Magay came the last time, maybe he took the rest of it. I don't know. assuming this guy come and say, we don't have money to conduct an election, then that means it's up to the Liberian people now, because the only democratic means to get them out of power peacefully is through the ballot box. And if they are not providing a conducive environment for that to happen, there is another way too. People can force them out. Because what's going on right now, Liberian government, they are noted for doing nothing when it comes to investigating their own. Just recently, those guys who brutally almost killed that gentleman, that student, they were arrested. What happened to them? They said they were free on bail. Are they being investigated? No. What happened to all the other investigation? What happened to the 16 billion? People were arrested. They said people were criminal, no proper investigation, and they were released. You know, Liberia, you know what they can do? They will take action to quiet the people for a moment. By the time after 2 weeks, the people will forget, then they will move on. With a case, in this case, involving Magil, Betwawe, who are now running who wants to run now for senatorial position. Trust me, Jowia and people will allow them to run. And that will give Liberian people the reason why Jowia and his people don't deserve a second term. One of the reasons, because there are several reasons why they don't even deserve a second term. But if they allow these guys to run, even Weah himself, without instructing his Minister of Justice, like Vandala said, you know, the Minister of Justice, the police department, they issued statement that about the video that was circulating social media that they will arrest people. Nobody is giving the instruction to do that. Once a crime is committed, all the Justice Department needs to do is to go and launch an investigation. If there's a need for prosecution, you forward them to court. But they're not doing that. So that means it's all about George Weah, his friends, and his cronies. They do whatever they want to do and go free. So, Steve, if you don't mind, I think we should open the line and live for 5 minutes in Liberia to ask the Liberian people, do you think this guy should run or not? Let's hear what Liberian people are thinking, because this is very important.
I think so too.
So if you agree with me, then we will go to Mr.
I think, let's get the views of other people.
Yeah, I need just for 5 minutes so that because I want to make sure, you know, we stay within our time frame here. So let's take a course for 5 minutes. Mr. Johnson, Mabon Kula, are you listening? Are you with us?
Mute my okay. So if I'm here, and I want to say thanks to Fandela Patrick, but I don't know whether I can ask him this question before I go to the line.
You can do that.
All right, yeah, because he was talking about the people running, or if so, and in fact, sorry about but I hope what are you talking about the three government officials, you know, because if you want them to run or not, that means because the people here in Liberia will not stop them. So my question to you, Sandra Patrick, is why, if these people run, like for example, maybe with President Weah, and maybe President Weah lose, like for example, and the people win with the opposition president that maybe that elected become president, do you not also see it as some embarrassment?
Oh no, let me tell you, I don't speak for who becomes the next president of Liberia, but if I was in the position of the person who will become the next president of Liberia, whether George Weah will win second term, or maybe Alexander Cummings wins, or maybe Joseph Walker wins, or Tiawan Gongre wins the elections, or those that are contesting for the presidency, any of them win. What I can say, my role is to ensure that these people are inducted, whether they win or not, which I know is very unprecedented. They're not going to win. But hypothetically, if these individuals, whether they contest or not, as long as they are resident in Liberia, the next government that comes to power, we're going to ask them to give these people an opportunity to go to court and exonerate themselves. Because the statements, mind you, Liberia depends on America for security intelligence. If America want to tell Joe we are certain people coming to overthrow you, but now these people are in jail. So when they see America say these people have stolen from the resources of the country, they are criminals, and don't do business with them, you do business with them, well, the next government that will come to power will say, look, Mr. President, do not do business with these individuals. These were the same thing we told President Weah when he won, because he rolled on anti-corruption platform. The first thing he needed to do was to request the list of those who were already indicted by the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. Try to find some of the winnable cases. This is why it was necessary to sample a team of legal experts, both in Liberia and outside of Liberia. A responsible government that is willing to fight corruption, fraud, waste, and abuse will assemble legal minds to advise the president on the legal remedies, what they need to take, what appropriate action, but they didn't do that. So in this case, the next government that will come to power, for me, my advice would be, you must make sure that these people are inducted. As it stands, I'm
all right, so follow, yeah. Yeah, so follow up to this, because you were here also during the TRC, and at that time, I can still recall 2005, during the TRC and so on, or in fact, even during the Ghana Peace Accord, right? All our leaders left from here, they went to Ghana, and something happened on a very serious note, you know. They all agreed that, okay, all those people that participated into the war and so on, they shouldn't contest, you know. But after not less than a few times, everything changes. The people want to court, in fact, the people challenge it, and the same people, they come back in power. Now, our people now have no power.
Let me clarify that.
Yeah.
No, let me just quickly provide information. The TRC was not established prior to the 2005 elections. No. The TRC came into effect after the 2005 election. What happened to Ghana was...
I'm talking about the Ghana Peace Accord. Sorry for mentioning the TRC before the Ghana Peace Accord, but I'm talking about the Ghana Peace Accord because you're talking about the sin or thing about persecution. So the Ghana Peace Accord also during those days, 2003, 2004, when our Liberians went to Ghana to settle all the disputes and so on, they said that all those people that participated into the war, almost the same crime issue and so, are just trying to bring in these scenarios, you know. But the same people, after a few times, by the time the election process or coming up, they went to court, they challenged it, in fact, they won the case and so on, and they participated, and these are the same people that rule our people.
So I agree. Yeah, I want to agree with you that. But you know what? That's one of the reasons why the UP lost the second term elections. Because they refused to implement the TRC, they refused to fight fraud, waste, and abuse or corruption. So President Weah wrote an anti-corruption platform. I saw seditions and the rest of the people, they were campaigning And we were all lambasting at Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. I was one of those. I have no apology for that. When they came, they closed their eyes on the same TRC instrument, including the current speaker, who used to be the campaigner, the lead campaigner of the TRC. He will prosecute, he's prosecute. Today, he's the speaker. I'm not too sure whether the TRC issue has surfaced on the plenary of the House of Representatives more than 3 times. So what we are saying, if you ignore the respect given to you by the Liberian people, there are remedies for that. Elections are coming, and
All
these
right,
people will be penalized.
Let's take calls, please. We say we're going to take 5 minutes, but we're already spend 5 minutes on Mayborn's question. So please, let's take calls. Please go ahead and open the line.
All right, so 077, the people already start calling up. So
Yeah,
0770
people, whether or not they push you around.
20, 30, yeah, 20, 31, 25. Hello? Hello? Yeah, how you doing? What's your name and from where you join us?
It's low.
Patrick,
It's low.
I don't know where you, but your line is coming in distorted, but I don't know. Okay, go ahead, Patrick. You want this guy to contest or not?
No, these guys, you exhibit their sense of morality. I mean, they have no moral. I mean, why should engage and especially my deal coming into my city, coming looking for speed? When you should be having yourself to become a dispenser, you go on to yourself. So they shouldn't contest at all. If they have very moral, they shouldn't contest at all. And I mean, the national election and even the government should not even allow the guys to get into the race because it will bring more suffering to us.
All right, it will bring more suffering to us. So let me get to the line. Pick the other call. Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, my brother, good evening. What's your name and from where you join us?
This is Charles Cooper. I'm a phone person from Coffee to Pearl.
Okay, Charles, go ahead.
Let me thank you to your guest, Vandana Patlanti. He has spoken well. But my brother, is an open secret that President, we are choosing to protect the colonies in government and protecting the state that he took oath to protect. Liberia is a country that it just, I don't know how to tell it, but let me call a airport now. Because the man who is called president, we are the Liberian people have hope and fit in that he's going to come and do the best thing for the Liberian people. But over time, he has proven clearly that he's protecting his friends in government and protecting the state. We are saying, President, we are use American people report and indict these guys. If they are indicted, let them go and clear their name. That even is they put in good position because you know Liberia, some people will see and don't forget about it. They think that to not go and clear their name and they will try that burden for the rest of their lives. So it's better to go and clear their name where they can become free citizens, then they can participate in our election and presidencies. But until that is done, they cannot run, my brother. They cannot run because the public opinion will judge them. We are saying that there is no law to stop them. We agree.
Okay.
Until they are central, that the American government is more powerful from the world. And use the American people report. And that guy, but why is the president not wanting to indict them? The only reason is that he wanted to be free citizens so they can run. So that they can say that nobody will stop them because that's the argument of any sedition that they're not going to stop these guys. Why is the president not indicting these guys? If the president they can run out, if the president cannot indict them, the president is not serious when it comes to fighting corruption.
Okay, all right. So keep your calls coming. 0770 2031 25. We'll take a few more calls and we'll cross over to the team in the US of A. So keep your calls coming. 0770 2031 25. Please 1 minute. You know, we don't want people going over then or maybe of the time. So 0770 2031 25. 0770 203125 and you'll be live on FM. And what you make of the topic, or in fact, we have our guests here today. Do you want you guys or do you former government officials resign from the government to contest during the 2023 election? Let me get to the line. Pick this call. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, how you doing, my brother? What's your name and from where you join us?
My name is Dennis Lomo. I'm calling from Omega Community.
Okay, so
I think it would be a gross mistake on the part of all Nigerians if we don't allow these people to vote and just sit down and say we're going to stop them. There's no law that can stop these people from running if they are not prosecuted. So we have to turn them to court
have to stop this argument. If we won't stop the people from running, let's send them to court.
So how can we send them to court? That's the issue right now. In fact, what can we do?
Well, you have a legal system, you have an official justice. You can charge the people and send them to court.
Okay, charge the people and send them to court. And them to be hello?
Hello?
Yeah, how you doing? What's your name and from where you join us? You said?
How you doing?
Yeah, we're doing great. Go ahead. What's your name?
My name is Manta Petit.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Mama.
This year, this means 51.
51.
Things are happening now.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it before.
Mm.
But you're the young people that you have to open the way people will follow.
Yeah. No. You're the old people. You're the ones supposed to open a way that will follow. We the young people.
So we're talking for nothing.
Now speak.
If I tell you this is 1 year now, I don't know where the fuck already. I don't know. I'm taking my hustle down and dream. I live from Paris for the moment. I'm talking to people who can hear me.
If you're talking about you don't know why you got corporate arrest, what do you mean?
I get it. The way I get it to go to eat. We get it with it. How can we get it on? Giving people doing the one, doing that one. I went to when the local man doing that long photos on my book. I went to the office 2 times. The 2 girls to sit with him and talk to him. But the 2 girls that carry red jeep in the office, he turned me down.
Okay, Mama. So yeah. So
All right. I think we are having trouble now. We're not hearing that person.
Mm.
So thank you, Papa. Let me upon you.
Thank you so much also, Mama, for being part of the program, yeah?
All right, Papa. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So keep the calls coming. I don't know, Sekou, am I still allowed to take a few more calls?
Yeah,
They want to be the last.
Yeah, let that be the last. We'd like to take some calls here. Like a few calls here so that what people here too can be able to participate. I have a first caller here. Last 4 DJ 9434. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Hello there. My name is Moses Colley. I'm calling from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Moses Colley, welcome to SKTV.
Yes,
what do you think? You think the people should run or not?
No, they should not run because it was crystal clear by the ambassador or whosoever spoke about the sanction that the sanction will affect. They should not take part in government activity, even government vehicle. Everything should be taken away from them by the government. But is Nathaniel Mange or his other people are still using government equipment, government vehicle, and government housing, and the president is not taking steps against it. The United States government is keeping track of that. They themselves will be affected. They say do not do any form of business with those that are sanctioned or going to be sanctioned. It is crystal clear, and the government try to play, blind eye to it or whatsoever. But the United States government is keeping track of them. They will all be affected because those who support their activity or help them in whatsoever means as a government assistance, they themselves will be sanctioned, or they will take the right of the United States government.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Hello? Hello? Yes, you are live. What is your name and where are you calling from? You are very low, very, very low. We're not hearing you.
I can call that.
Okay. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? We have another caller here.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, hello. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Good afternoon, Seku, and good afternoon. Let me say good evening to you, my good friend and brother Patrick Bendada. This is Pastor Rob from the Look, the thing is so simple. Oh, it's so simple like this. All Mr. McGee need to do is just follow the same pattern that the late Kofi Annan, prior to his departure, he said he took the Security Council to task for continuously placing individual Liberians travel bans and access fees so that they can move to exonerate themselves. If France follow that procedure, I think if I were Mr. McGee by now, I wouldn't even come to government. I don't say anything. But look at what is unfolding. The level of education, the level of awareness of our people. Those who are chanting slogans, Magé go, Magé can, he get moral. Let me say this. They are members of an institution called the National Petitioning Association. Like Patrick regularly said that, you guys will cajole the politicians to get the money from out of them. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? This is Mr. Bird Noah. Mr. Noah, are you there?
How you doing, Brad?
I'm doing wonderful. What say you? They should run or not?
Say that again.
McGill and Betrawe should run or not?
I told you this people are raw. I was trying to make my point yesterday because I was calling Akara. Thank you for our not born the way you come here today. Why should these boys, let me call them boys, boys of rule, steal from the Liberian people and they want to run. You see, America is all we have. I don't care what people say or what people, how people go about it. If America tells you you are criminal, you find ways to get yourself out of the criminality. Number one, brother, if the election commission allow these people, Nathaniel McGill, Serena Cooper, Bill Terry, if they allow these people to take part in any other political activity in the Republic of Liberia, we are done. Then we are Miami will be the bigger New York or California.
Thank you.
The bigger New York or California. Therefore, nobody should allow them. Nobody allow them to run. I don't know what my girl is doing with government cars in Nigeria. What are these guys still doing with government cars in Nigeria? That will show that, Mr. Lionel, because he called us Lionel, we should in turn now call him Lionel, liar president. It's not good. It's not good at all. They should not run. They should not partake in any other governmental activity in the Republic of Liberia. If they do, if the election commission allow them to register, then hold on to the Republic of Liberia. Thank you for having me, brother.
Thank you very much. Let's go to the next caller here. I think this is Mr. Maholo. Mr. Maholo, are you there?
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Welcome to SKTV. What say you? Should they run or not?
Good morning. Good afternoon from this end to all of you, Steve and Mandela. Listen, the Americans have made it emphatically clear, and it's up to the Liberian people now to let their president, who's supposed to be their employee, do what's right by them. The people say, do not do business with these people, or you cannot do business with us. Right now is individual sanction. If the government decides to defy the American government, it will be national sanction. I don't think we want that. Neither the Prince Johnson, neither the Vani Sharma, how they call it, McGill, all veterans, none of them should be allowed to take part in these elections. Prince Johnson and Ronnie Sherman were allowed there because they were already in before the sanction came. Now they got to run again. They should bar them from continuing. The people of their counties, if they don't want to suffer it, should refuse to have them represent them.
Thank you.
Otherwise, we can play all we want to do. The American government didn't ask us question. They made a statement. If your father said, if you bring that girl to my house, I will put you out. If you bring her, he will put you out. And unless you got somewhere else to go stay, then you will define it. There's also Liberian and the Liberian people who force their president to do what's right by them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Maholo. Thank you very much. So, folks, that will take us to Liberia again. The people on the radio about to leave in about 1 minute. Vanilla Patrick and Steve, maybe you guys have one or two things to say before we leave the radio. Other than that, we'll continue on the show here for another maybe 5 minutes after that. But we are about to leave now. But what say you to the people of Liberia listening, Vanilla Patrick?
So the goodbye for the people in Liberia, right?
Yes, sir.
So we have to be very clear, and Liberians that are listening, including specifically the government must do the honorable thing to take appropriate steps to prosecute these individuals. When America speaks, they speak with authority. It is an affront, or it will be an affront to America's foreign policy, where they indict individuals and they made it very clear, don't do business with them, and you proceed to do business with them. Samuka was indicted. It was alleged that he stole money from the AFL. This government proceeded to indict this public official, and today he's affected. The same thing happened to Mangay. It happened to Sibos, having to build travel. What you did to Paul, you should do it to Peter.
Thank you.
The issue of corruption surrounding the AFL former defense minister, the defense minister, it did not come from America. It came from just Liberians. America that is giving you all the security intelligence and giving you money and helping you to fight fraud, waste, and abuse has told you that these people are criminals. You suspended them. Mr. President, do unto others and you will let for them to do unto you. You did it to former defense minister by indicting him, indict these individuals. If they will be exonerated in our courts, so be it. But you can't allow them to be passing around. It's an affront. And at the end of the day, our electoral process will be jeopardized. We want this particular tenure to end in peace.
Thank you. Steve, want to say something before we leave the radio? Yeah, I think you're muted. We're not hearing you.
Well, I'm not here to beg President Joe Weah to do his work. He was elected to do his work. If he chooses not to indict or prosecute Nathaniel McGill and the rest of the guys, and he allows Prince Johnson, Fannie Sherman, all the other guys to run, I can assure President Joe Weah that it will be an end. That's it.
So we listen to other people, Steve. We listen to a lot of callers. What is your takeaway from what we hear so far from people that call? It seems like everybody's saying the same thing.
Yes, I think the takeaway here is enough is enough. Enough is enough. Like Vandela said, even though it was done in Liberia, we all saw it and they say it was political. But Vandela made a very good point about the fact that Brandon Samuka was indicted. Today he's prevented. He was prevented from sitting. They shouldn't have even allowed him to run. We said that thing from the beginning.
We did.
They allowed him to run. Later on, they used politics when they saw that he was winning. They brought some yo-yo in the country. It made CDC unpopular. Now we are here. The boys in the camp. President George Weah must Nobody going to beg him. Nobody going to ask him. I'll say this. I'm not going to call the person in. Me and somebody close to that knows President George Weah closely spoke. And the president said to me, President George Weah did the right thing from the very first, after August 15, President George Weah did the right thing by suspending him. I said President George Weah made a huge mistake. He should have never suspended him. He should have never suspended him. He should have fired them, turned them over to be investigated. And we're going to show to our partners and our friends, to the Liberian people, that yes, indeed, President George Weah is serious about combating corruption. All that suspicion was to buy time to do what they did. So I said the mistake he made was to suspend them. Now he put them on suspension now. The public now in the world is looking at him to go and investigate him. The other mistake President George Weah is making, and that he has made, is his refusal to suspend, to investigate him. As evidenced by that, he did not even mention that in his speech. He did not mention what Liberia did. That was deliberate. And President George Weah will feel the full weight for that. Again, there are some people you can joke with. There's some people you can joke with. If he thinks because he came to UN General Assembly, that means America now forget about all that foolish thing I see them doing, Maggie, them passing around. You think America going to target the small people there? George Weah has no clue. He has no clue, but what did he has that? Well, let me get rid of Vendetta Patrick expiring because I didn't want to be dancing.
Andala, from what we heard from people so far, in 2 minutes, or can you make I catch in 1 minute? Because in 2 minutes, can you elaborate what you heard? So because it looks like there's a consensus here. Everybody's saying the same thing. That you're not wrong.
So, Steve, I want to be very clear on some issues. Whether we like it or not, Liberians, they are resolved to execute America's plan. They are resolved. It's clear. You can bring people, truck them from anywhere. They are resolved. They know that these people are criminals. They have been convicted in the court of public opinions. And usually people who are convicted in the court of public opinions, when they go to the legal process, they are convicted. 90%. So we believe that the court of public opinion is strategic. But Sekou, our society must muster the courage, and I want to applaud you guys on this platform to educate our people, explain to them in details the consequences of the government's actions not to prosecute these individuals or avail them the platform where they can exonerate themselves. The police are on records for arresting peaceful citizens because of Facebook posts or somebody says something. The National Security Agency of the Republic of Liberia is on record of inducting individual Nze Abraham Kamara, for example, that his statement was treasonable. The government of Liberia is on record of arresting a former defense minister who was known, or it was alleged, that he took money from the former soldiers. Those complaints came from the locals. What more about the United States that is giving you intelligence, that is giving you security briefing, that is training your soldiers, that is helping you to fight poverty, is telling you that these people are criminals? The government must indict these people, subject them to the same judicial process as it was done by in the case of former public officials. Any attempt to allow these people to contest, not because we are candidates in the electoral process, but allowing them to contest, it will not only be the imminent demise of the CDC, because already people are angry, but I think we'll just make it first round. It will also be an affront to the United States. And this is how you decide to live with your ally. Remember, let me conclude on the Chancellor said one thing before he left. They asked him a question. What is your greatest regret? He said, and I quote, my greatest regret was I was unable to have America on my side.
Yep.
He said that is, he said no president, he went beyond. He said no president in Liberia will survive if you do not have America on your side. Is President Weah bringing America on on his side to survive? Is he really listening to the clips from Charles Taylor, the one you consider the zoo of troublemaking? He cried bitterly in exile.
Thank you, Vandela. Thank
At
you.
least you can come to the UN General Assembly. You can take photo with other people, but Taylor did not have that opportunity. Now they are giving you the opportunity. Don't do business with these individuals. They are using your emblem. Magay is moving with state security.
Yeah.
They carry arms.
I saw that. Thank you, sir.
So what does that mean?
Thank you very much. Thank you. So, Vandala,
Thank you, SKT.
thank you very, very, very much, for being here today. And we are open anytime, if need be. Call Steve, call myself. Steve, anyway, Steve is the one that do the scheduling and everything. So anytime you're ready, just get to Steve, and then we can bring you back on to have a different conversation, coming and speaking, not as a candidate, but as one of the analysts that have been with this platform from the get-go. So, Steve, any announcement we have? We already
quickly, before Steve can make the
we're already
announcement,
6 minutes over our time. We're leaving now. We said
okay. We'll
Okay.
talk behind closed door. Bye bye.
Okay, 30 seconds. Just 30 seconds, Vendela. 30 seconds. Let me make my announcement.
So I mean, I don't leave my integrity behind. Every time I come here, what I know will not. He saw me. I'm very objective. I say in that way I'm a candidate, but no law will prohibit them. I spoke in different lands, so I try to balance my argument. So I will never lose the originality of my voice. You can be rest assured. But thank you. I think I will be available if you guys call me. I think I'm now in Liberia. I have more time. I do my politics in a day, and then we can have the time to discuss. So I'll be available.
Then in the night report to each again.
We'll go to Papa. See you, man. Bye bye.
Oh, so they can throw to each again.
Oh, but I ain't now. What do you?
Yeah.
But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying with us, for sticking with us. Tomorrow we'll be back by the grace of God. And good news is tomorrow I'll be on. I'll be on with Sekou. So y'all gotta do me the whole week. Yeah, the whole week I'll be seeing me. I'll be on. But hey, the good thing is tomorrow we're looking into the right situation to see what it is. And we're not going to start this conversation of the government in Liberia and President George Weah lackadaisical behavior. We'll expand on it tomorrow. We'll talk about his lies as well. But thank you again for being here with us. Have a good weekend or good new week. Happy new week. We'll get back to this gospel music I can hear in my ear for. You're just sending me in by anybody that you send me in by for the gospel message, the gospel song.
I can say all the people that tell me I want money to send to SKTV.
Exactly. So that's what I'm going to say now.
Zero.
That you?
I don't see nothing.
But now I went on Sunday. I went in the inbox on Sunday. Yeah, we're not playing like that. Nobody's stupid yet. What's going on? No, we're not going to play like that.
And the people don't know we can pay for all the thing now.
Exactly.
The person that even reminded me to put his and whatever cash out number. I see it down here.
The person not do nothing yet. That person won't be there. Joe, we have to lie. Who is that? What?
Okay.
Tomorrow that person will be in other news. I'll find out the person name. That person got to carry other news. What thing going on?
So no announcement.
No, tomorrow we're working on this week. Tomorrow, please try not to miss the show, either tomorrow or Thursday. We have as guests. We haven't confirmed, it's not confirmed, either tomorrow or Thursday. Or more likely so Saturday. But this week, we're in confirmation with George Solo. George Solo will be our guest on Sunday. On Saturday, on Thursday or tomorrow Monday.
Who is George Solo? The former chairman of the CDC.
The former chairman of the CDC will be. We're already spoken, so we should be confirming and sealing everything by Thursday. But tomorrow or Thursday, we should have a surprise guest, Mark Lloyd. Mark Lloyd was one of George Weah's close friends, more like his buddy. Very close. They grew up together. Mark Lloyd, they call him. We should be confirming with him on a date and a time, because we want to go to the genesis of these things. These behaviors we are seeing from the president, we got to look into this behavior, and we're not make this behavior come something that will make, for it to be something that all our brand president can allow. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. So, thank you, Mr. Kane. And those of you, if you call to ask for the music, just remember screenshot that, cash app something that on it. Make sure you go to SKTV, because we're not getting your free music yet. Somebody said the artist said I'm an artist now. I don't want. Yeah, I ain't promoter now. I'm an artist.
But they may charge you.
I said I'm an artist.
For making money off of his music.
I'm an artist. I was saying small thing in Ghana. You're driving small thing. Okay. I guess same way.
All right.
All right. Good night.
Over Satan power, cause I ain't good more. I'm an overcomer. Yes, we're doing good more. Over Satan power, cause I ain't good more. See, I'm an overcomer. I say yes, we're doing good.
Yes, we're doing good. Over Satan power, desire in Kuni. I'm an overcomer.
I say yes, we're doing good.
Yes, we're doing good. Over Satan power, desire in Kuni. I'm an overcomer.
I'm a dinner, one man to Hosanna.
Hosanna.
For Hinarbo,
Hosanna.
Jesus Nurbano,
Hosanna.
I'm for Hinarbo,
Hosanna.
Wamyan to Hosanna,
Hosanna.
Jesus Nurbano,
Hosanna.
I mean, I won't born or say,
Hosanna.
Jesus Nurbano,
Hosanna.
strong and mighty. Yes, we're in Kunimo. See, I'm an overcomer. Listen, no weapon fashioned against me shall prosper. For the greater one lives in me, yes it does, yes we're in Kunimo. See, I'm an overcomer.